Have you ever wondered why, despite all your efforts, things still don't fall into place? Why, even when you're present for her, giving her your attention, she pulls away? This happens because most men operate under illusions when it comes to understanding women. We think effort equals reward, but trust me, it's not that simple. There are certain truths about women that many of us learn too late in life. As warriors of life, we need to understand these dynamics early on. It's not about manipulation or playing games, it's about understanding psychological truths and living wisely like a high-value man. The Stoics taught us to embrace reality, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. The same applies here. If we don't learn these truths, we end up in a cycle of confusion and disappointment. It's time to reveal these 6 truths, not for games, but for wisdom and a deeper understanding of relationships. The first harsh truth, and perhaps the most important, is this: chasing her never works. Now, you might bristle at this. You might say, but shouldn't I be pursuing the woman I love? And the answer is yes, but not in the way you might think. You see, chasing her, pursuing her relentlessly, signals desperation. And desperation, gentlemen, is the enemy of attraction. It lowers your value in her eyes because it suggests you have no other options. A high-value man never chases, he attracts. He operates from a place of abundance, understanding that he doesn't need to prove his worth by chasing someone who isn't reciprocating his interest. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who maintained his composure and sense of self-worth in the face of adversity. He knew his value didn't come from external validation, but from within. The same applies to relationships. Chasing not only devalues you, but also puts the woman on a pedestal, a harmful dynamic where she holds all the power. Remember, attraction often stems from respect and admiration, not from relentless pursuit. The moment you stop chasing and start focusing on yourself, your goals, your growth, your purpose, you'll notice a shift. It's a paradox, but the less you focus on winning her approval, the more she will be drawn to you. This is the essence of being a high-value man. Stop chasing her, start attracting her. By embodying confidence, self-respect, and purpose, you communicate that you are a man of value. That is far more attractive than any chase could ever be. Cultivate your own garden, build your own kingdom, and she will be drawn to the light you emanate. This doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means understanding that your worth is inherent, not dependent on her validation. When you embody this, you become a magnet, and she, like all of us, is drawn to strength, to self-assurance, to the quiet confidence of a man who knows his own worth. Remember, gentlemen, you are worthy, not because of who you're with, but because of who you are. Never forget that. Let's talk about another harsh truth that often goes unspoken. Appearance matters more than you think. Now, before you accuse me of being superficial, understand that I'm not saying personality and character don't count. They absolutely do, and they become even more important as a relationship progresses. But we can't deny the reality of first impressions. The truth is, first impressions matter, and they often hinge on physical appearance. It's said we make judgments within the first 4 seconds of meeting someone, and that's largely based on looks. While we may want to believe that personality is everything, human biology has other plans. Women, like men, are visually oriented creatures. The way you present yourself, how you carry yourself, speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. Think about it. Our ancestors didn't have time for long conversations to assess if someone was a suitable partner. They relied on quick evaluations, and those evaluations often revolved around physical traits that suggested health, vitality, and strength. And while we've evolved, those primal instincts remain. Don't confuse this with superficiality. It's biology. Taking care of yourself, dressing well, and staying in shape isn't just about her, it's about you. A high-value man takes pride in his appearance because he knows it reflects his discipline, self-care, and confidence. Women are attracted to men who appear strong, capable, and well-groomed because it signals that you can take care of yourself and potentially them. But let me be clear. Appearance is just the beginning. It opens the door, but it won't sustain her interest if there's nothing more behind it. Once the initial attraction is there, your character, values, and intelligence are what will keep her interested. So yes, take care of your appearance, but also invest in your mind, soul, and purpose. That combination is unbeatable. Remember, gentlemen, you are a complete package. Cultivate all aspects of yourself, physical, mental, emotional, and you will radiate an attractiveness that goes far beyond skin deep. Let's be honest, gentlemen, being overly nice won't get you anywhere. We've all been there, going out of our way to be kind, helpful, and understanding, thinking it will win her over. But instead of getting closer, you find yourself further away. Why? Because being too nice is often interpreted as trying to please everyone, and trying to please everyone is a form of weakness. Women, like anyone else, are attracted to strength of character, mind, and will. The nice guy syndrome is a trap many of us fall into, believing that if we're kind enough, she'll see us as the perfect partner. But here's the reality. True kindness is different from overly accommodating behavior. A high-value man doesn't seek validation by being nice. He is kind because it aligns with his values, not because he expects something in return. Women notice this difference. When you're kind in hopes of gaining approval or attention, you're showing her that your self-worth depends on her validation. And trust me, that's a major turn-off. What you need to understand is that women are attracted to men who are comfortable in their own skin. Men who don't feel the need to bend over backward for approval. It's about being kind, yes, but also firm in your boundaries and standards. Don't sacrifice your values to please someone else. A high-value man is kind, but he's not a pushover. He respects himself first, and by doing so, he earns the respect of others. So be kind, be compassionate, but never at the expense of your own dignity and self-respect. True strength lies in being true to yourself, not in contorting yourself to fit someone else's expectations. Chapter 4, Money and Status Speak Volumes. This next truth is often uncomfortable to discuss, but it needs to be addressed. Financial stability and social status matter more than most of us are willing to admit. Now, I'm not saying this is about gold digging or that women are inherently materialistic. It's not about that. It's about security. Women, from an evolutionary standpoint, have always sought partners who can provide security, comfort, and stability. This is hardwired into their biology. We live in a world where money often symbolizes power, control, and the ability to provide for yourself and others. And believe me, that carries weight in attraction. But here's the thing, it's not just about having money. It's about what that money represents. It represents your ability to take care of yourself, to be disciplined, to be resourceful. A financially stable man sends a clear message. He is reliable, has his life in order, and can provide a secure future. This taps into one of women's deepest instincts, the desire for security. When a woman feels secure with you, both emotionally and financially, she is much more likely to feel attracted. However, money and status alone won't keep her. They are merely tools. Tools that allow you to build a life of abundance and opportunity. What really keeps her interested is the man behind the status, the man who is strong in character, who has purpose, and who isn't defined solely by material wealth. Women are attracted to men who use their resources wisely, who invest in themselves and their future, and who embody a sense of responsibility. So focus not only on acquiring wealth, but on building a life of value. Remember, gentlemen, true wealth is not just about money, it's about character, integrity, and the pursuit of a meaningful life. Chapter 5. Emotional men push women away. Now, let's talk about emotions. We all have them, and they are part of what makes us human. But when it comes to attraction and relationships, unchecked emotions can be a man's downfall. Many men today are encouraged to be open, vulnerable, and expressive with their emotions, but there's a fine line between emotional openness and emotional instability. When we as men let our emotions dictate our actions, we become unpredictable, unreliable, and frankly, unattractive. Women respect men who can handle their emotions, not men who are ruled by them. The Stoic philosophers understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, for example, practiced control over his emotions, not to suppress them, but to ensure they didn't cloud his judgment. Women are biologically wired to seek security, and an emotionally erratic man represents instability. When you react emotionally, especially in volatile or dramatic ways, you push her away. She can't rely on you to be her support if you're constantly being swayed by your feelings. This doesn't mean you should bottle up your emotions or pretend they don't exist. It means you must master them. A high-value man is in control of himself. He feels deeply but doesn't let his emotions dictate his behavior. Emotional intelligence, knowing when and how to express your feelings in a healthy, balanced way, is key. Women are attracted to men who are strong but compassionate, composed yet caring. Master your emotions and you will master the art of attraction. Remember, gentlemen, strength comes not from denying your emotions but from mastering them. Chapter 6, Weakness Kills Desire. The final harsh truth, and perhaps the most crucial to understand, is this: weakness kills desire. When a man shows fragility, whether in his actions, emotions, or mindset, it erodes the foundation of desire. Think about it. When has a man ever gained respect, admiration, or attraction by showing weakness? We live in a world that has started to confuse sensitivity with fragility, but don't be mistaken, they are not the same. Sensitivity, when managed with strength, can be powerful. Fragility, on the other hand, signals instability, and that's what repels women. When you crumble at the first sign of adversity, you send a message that you are unreliable, and believe me, no woman wants to be with a man she can't trust. In relationships, women often look for emotional and psychological fortitude. They seek men who are resilient in the face of challenges, men who can protect not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. Weakness in any form signals that you're not ready to handle life's battles, and if you can't handle those, how can she trust you to stand by her side when the storms come? Strength, gentlemen, is not the absence of fear or doubt, it's the ability to persevere in the face of them. Remember, a woman wants to feel safe and secure, and that security comes from knowing that the man she's with is strong, capable, and unwavering in the face of life's challenges. Outro the path to becoming a high-value man. These 6 truths may be harsh, but they are essential for any man who wants to navigate the complexities of relationships with wisdom and understanding. Remember, gentlemen, the world doesn't reward those who shy away from reality. It rewards those who confront it head-on, who are willing to look into the abyss and integrate its lessons. Embrace these truths not as limitations, but as guideposts on your journey to becoming a high-value man. Cultivate your strength, your resilience, your emotional intelligence, and watch as the world responds accordingly. The path to fulfilling relationships is paved with self-awareness, honesty, and a commitment to personal growth. Embrace the journey, gentlemen, and never stop striving to become the best versions of yourselves.